Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're doing something a bit different. We're looking at excerpts from a YouTube track, Trust No One by CEDARSIDE MONE. But we're not just doing music analysis. We're treating this like raw documentation, a personal account.
Exactly. That's the mission here. To really unpack this text, pull out the operational truths, the emotional core. We're viewing these lyrics as a detailed firsthand report, almost sociological. Life under constant pressure.
It's against.
Definitely. It's a deep look into survival, into systemic distrust, and, well, the massive weight of grief.
And the artist signals that right away. He says, this is the realest shit I ever wrote.
Yeah.
That line just grounds everything. It tells you, listen up, this is serious, this costs something.
Sets the stakes immediately.
The whole thing revolves around survival, right? In this place where life expectancy is short, as he says, he captures that tension. Life expectancy be short, but we still thugging.
It's that contradiction. Acknowledging the danger, but refusing to back down, even after losing people, lost some homies in the trenches, but still pushing forward. It's, powerful.
So let's unpack that. This survival mode, the environment he describes, it's not just physically dangerous, is it? It seems to demand this huge emotional toll just to operate.
Oh, absolutely. When life is that uncertain, the text suggests the only way to cope, maybe, is to build walls. An emotional shield.
Right, like if being vulnerable makes you a target.
The numbness becomes the logical response. It's a defense. When he says, hard to the pain, I don't feel nothing, that's not just bravado, I don't think.
No, it feels like.
Yeah.
Like a necessary adaptation.
Exactly. It's an admission, almost. The ability to feel has been compromised.
Yeah.
Structurally, for survival.
And he connects that directly to the pressure from outside, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It's not just internal. He talks about people push till you snap and come and kill something.
Yeah, that line is chilling. It reframes potential violence, not as some random act, but as like an almost inevitable outcome of constant pressure.
So the numbness is meant to keep things stable, but the world keeps pushing past that point.
Precisely. There's this constant, immense tension between staying numb and snapping.
And digging deeper, this conflict, it's not just immediate, right? He mentions it being generational. Weed and fueled with case for years so that beef inherits. What does that inherited beef do to the present?
Well, it basically sets distrust as the default mode. If conflict is passed down, you can't escape it. The whole social fabric starts out frayed,
Okay, so that explains the cynicism about loyalty.
I think so.
Yeah.
It gives context to that really sharp line. What you know about loyalty besides how to spell it. It suggests loyalty is just a word, a concept, until it's actually tested in that harsh reality.
And then there's the envy. That seems tied in too. He sees the envy in you niggas' eyes, they watching money like a hawk.
Yes, that's a crucial link. It connects the old conflicts to the current struggle, often over resources, over money. Like a hawk, that implies constant predatory watching. Any success makes you a target.
So you're fighting old wars and new jealousies at the same time.
Exactly. It's coming from all sides. Historical and immediate threats.
Okay, so that's the kind of baseline emotional state. Defended. Wary. But let's talk practicalities. How does this translate into day-to-day actions? The text gives some really specific examples of, like, operational security.
Yeah, this is where it shifts from, let's say, psychology to actual tactics, a playbook for survival. Given that hawk-like watching, secrecy becomes vital, even for something seemingly simple like selling merchandise.
Correct. He says people try to scheme.
And scheming can mean anything, right?
Yeah.
Robbery, setting you up legally, physical attack. So he details this specific tactic to avoid leaving tracks, the shipping detail.
I use somebody else's 80 when I ship and mail it. That stood out.
It really should. We need to pause on that for a second. Using a different address, maybe a drop address, that's classic operational security. OPSEC.
Why? What does that achieve?
It breaks the link. It disconnects the transaction from his actual location, his base, protects him from legal trouble, or worse, from physical retaliation. This tells you the stakes aren't small. These aren't casual dealings. They require real evasion techniques.
So meticulous planning for external threats. But then comes the gut punch. All that planning can't stop betrayal from inside.
Exactly. The system works against outside threats, but the real devastation comes from within. Day one, nigga switching sides, never loved me how I thought. That's where the emotional structure just collapses.
And that leads to that painful question.
How much my life mean to you? Tell me, nigga, what it cost.
Yeah, it's more than just anger. It's this demand, like, put a price tag on it. What was I worth to you when you flipped?
Devastating.
And that question, that sense of betrayal, it spirals into the central conflict of the whole piece, I think. This emotional
It's
paradox.
a refrain, right? It keeps coming back.
Yeah. How do you know when you love someone when deep down in your soul you can't love no one?
When you've been through so much, you can't trust no one. It's heartbreaking. It really is. It lays bare the psychological damage. The trauma is so deep that trust feels impossible. And if you can't trust, how can you truly love? It feels fundamentally blocked.
And he locates where that block happened. I lost my heart in the ghetto.
That line is so powerful. It's not just a metaphor for sadness. It suggests the environment itself, the ghetto, actively destroys the capacity for vulnerability, for connection.
Leaving just numbness and suspicion.
Right. And that line, I lost my heart, it almost prepares you. It connects the general feeling to the specific massive loss that seems to define everything. The death of his friend, killer.
Yeah, that part shifts the whole tone. It becomes incredibly personal, incredibly raw. Seeing him in the casket, I see my best friend laid up in the casket. The
Yeah.
description is just stark.
And the reaction is immediate, visceral, vengeance, murder running through my thoughts, but also this profound sense of personal injury.
You broke my heart, Purple Heart, for the war. Can you unpack that? The Purple Heart.
Well, the Purple Heart is awarded to soldiers wounded in combat, right? So calling their friendship a war and the heartbreak a Purple Heart suggests their bond was forged in struggle, in shared battle. It was deep, hard won.
And the aftermath. You left a nigga cold as March.
March, it's that unpredictable cold right before spring. It's harsh, lingering. So being left cold as March implies this deep spiritual chill, a wound that won't warm up easily. It's a persistent bitterness left by the trauma.
Wow. But even with that grief, there's this determination. I'm going to carry on your name just like I did from the start.
Yeah, the grief doesn't paralyze him completely. It transforms into this sense of duty. Survival becomes a way to honor his friend's memory.
It also pushes him to question everything, even faith.
Right. He acknowledges you're not supposed to question God, but the pain is too much. But why you break the spine apart, calling his friend the spine, it suggests he was the core support. His removal means everything risks collapse.
And there's that cryptic line about danger left behind. Now, you took some hot shit with you. They go need to fight the part. What do you make of that?
It sounds like the friend's death didn't end something. It maybe complicated things. Hot shit implies dangerous secrets, unresolved conflicts, maybe debts, something that didn't die with him.
So the survivors have to deal with the fallout.
Exactly. They have to fight the part, confront whatever danger or mess was left. It means the grief is mixed with immediate, ongoing threat. There's no peace.
So bringing it to the present in the song, it's a lonely picture. All I got is memories. I got to spend my life with this. Living in that cold world, no cover for the night for this.
It's bleak. But even in that coldness, that isolation, the loyalty to his friend remains absolute. Cradle to the grave, Duke. You been my nigga, always in a nigga heart, forever love you, killer. That bond seems to be the one thing that survives the environment's attempts to destroy trust.
So wrapping this up, what should you, listening, take away from this deep dive? I think the key thing is seeing this text as more than just lyrics. It's like a map, showing how constant threat breeds this emotional shutdown and really complex survival tactics.
Yeah, it details the mechanisms of distrust, right down to needing alternate addresses for mailing things. But the real tragedy, the core of it, is that all those defenses against the outside world were useless against betrayal from within.
Because the loyalty was real, on his side at least.
Exactly. As he puts it so powerfully, I would have killed for them niggas was being fake with me while I was real to them. That captures the whole devastating irony. Offering total commitment only to receive calculated deception in return, it's crushing.
And that disconnect between the loyalty offered and the betrayal received, it brings us back to that central theme of trust and survival. So, building on everything we've heard in this text, here's something to think about. If the highest form of loyalty, as the artist implies, involves being willing to die or kill for someone, does the experience described here suggest that in this kind of environment, absolute trust isn't just dangerous, but maybe it's fundamentally incompatible with actually surviving in the long run?
A tough question. Is survival predicated on never fully trusting? Something to definitely mull over.